This whole thing for me started with DMT, right? DMT changed my life forever, right? And it's this funny thing because it's like I never left DMT space, right? Like I said this to a friend of mine. I don't know if they understood what I meant. I've also said it to my daughter. But I've said that I live in DMT space and I'm just in a human body. Like I'm just downloading myself into a human body to interact in this physical world. But at the end of the day, I know that I'm not the body. And I know that I will experience more than just this one world, right? I know this because I've done DMT so many times that I've already experienced another world. It's like I have hundreds of years worth of memories in my head, but those memories are from me in another plane of existence, like in DMT space, like in that thing. But I don't know how to explain it. Psychedelics are I don't want to say I was gonna say dangerous thing, but they're a dangerous thing because they're so real that it threatens everything, just everything, like the way society is, religion, the way everything, just the way people's minds structure, just everything, right? So because like me using DMT before I did any other psychedelic, before I did any other thing, right? All I was using was DMT. I ended up in a psychosis for like 30 days, right? But after that psychosis, and after I finally came back down to earth, right? Because in that psychosis, a few things happened that pushed me over the edge. But the one main thought that was in my head when I was in that psychosis was I am a light being. I'm not a human being, right? I'm a light, a soul, an essence inside of a body, right? So when I was in that psychosis thing, I was just saying to myself, we are just souls and we come to earth and this is an experience we have and this whole shit, right? And it from the outside perspective it looked like I was losing my mind, which I kind of was, but it all puts into question of what is the mind. What, people are like, you're not you anymore. Well, what is you? Like, what do you mean? Like, what I looking at those DMT experiences and just all that shit, it's like, well, and now looking at my human life, I'm like, bro, we are those self-transforming elf machines. Like, I have self-transformed myself in the human world and I'm not done yet, right? Cuz I got a lot of issues, right? But it's just this realization, bro, that I have an idea and then boom, I create it. It's like, oh, I want to be a modern day shaman. Boom, I create it. I want to be a modern philosopher. Boom, I create it. Right? I want to heal my mental health. Boom, I do. Because all it took was focus. All the shit that I learned in DMT space helped me here. You know how Terrence McKenna would talk about when you smoke DMT, pay attention, right? Don't give away to astonishment. Because people will smoke DMT and then they'll be like, oh my God, they're just completely mind blown with what they're going through and seeing and experiencing in the DMT world. But this is funny, but DMT helped me be good with women. Like, and I know it sounds funny, but I'm serious because beautiful women, men have a problem. A lot of men will go up to a woman that's not that attractive, but they have a hard time speaking to the woman that is the most attractive. So anytime a man asks me for some man advice about women or some shit, I always just say that one thing. talk to the most beautiful woman because she usually probably doesn't get talked to. It's like she doesn't get approached. Like people assume, but they're like they give away to astonishment to a woman's beauty, and it's like it's just beauty, and it's like it's just DMT space. Like it's just Earth. Like, and I get it. Yeah, they're all beautiful as fuck, right? Like I love Earth. It is such a beautiful place. Like I look out the window, I can see the hills and the sky and it's beautiful. I look at DMT space. It's beautiful. I see a beautiful woman. She's beautiful, right? Like beautiful is awesome, right? It's great. But it's having the ability to understand you. Like, okay, I know me. Okay, so I'm in this experience, the human experience, the DMT experience, whatever experience I'm going through, right? Maybe I went through a breakup, and the breakup experience or the parent experience, like these are all experiences, and at the end of the day, I'm just me going through these things. Like I'm moving through these things. So it's like DMT taught me life. Like it's a funny thing. Like I said, a short it was a bit of a ramble about DMT, but like I did a short about how like Mother Ayahuasca taught me how to be a better man. She taught me how to be a better father. She taught me how to like, and it's just like, bro, I sound crazy, but at some point, I don't even know when, at some point I just stopped caring about being crazy and I started trusting the DMT, trusting Mother Ayahuasca or that feminine entity no matter what. All I know is that feminine entity guided me and I trust it with my life. Like I trust it so much that it's beyond explanation. I believe in DMT so much that it's beyond belief. Like I was telling my daughter, like, I could pass a lie detector test. If somebody asked me, have you went to DMT space, traveled dimensions, went to a city of light, met different entities from higher dimensions, and yada yada yada, became one with God, like all this shit. It's like, yeah, I could pass a lie detector test, bro. Because if I talk about Mother Ayahuasca enough, I'll start crying, bro. Like I'll fucking cry about this shit. This shit is so fucking real to me. Like it's just my life. So it's just this weird thing where it's so hard to explain what I'm doing, but the issue the issue I knew I would have is that people wouldn't take me seriously until results came, which was an issue for me because I don't care about the results. I was in it, like I was in DMT space when I first started this. 2014, 15, well, 2015, when I started my YouTube channel, right? I already did DMT 800 times at that point. So, like, I already had all this deep knowledge, all this deep shit. But the problem is, people looked at me and they're like, oh, look at this kid. Look at this, whatever. Right? Like, and it's just like humans perceive things. But I was on a real spiritual journey. It had nothing to do with how I'm being perceived, which is why I first just went on the spiritual journey using DMT, then expanding the journey after I did DMT, then I started using other psychedelics spiritually, then I started using plants and herbs spiritually. Like, and then I started just expanding my consciousness and building myself and building my mind and, like, doing this thing, right, on my spiritual journey, working on my spirit. Because that's really what I think a spiritual journey is. You're a spirit or a soul inside of a body, and you're on a human journey, a human experience. So it's like, it's that thing. But I don't know. Like, I feel like I'm just going to start rambling on if I just keep going. But yeah, DMT changed my life, bro.